You're watching the Air National Guard Conference USA Basketball Championship on ESPN+. Quarterfinal round from Huntsville moves along, and FIU's furious pace will be persistent inside Probst. Panthers a win away from 20 as Jack State attempts to slog through 40 more minutes to advance to semifinal Friday. Update the bracket. Earlier today, Louisiana Tech pounding Delaware in our first quarterfinal game. Winner of this one gets either Middle Tennessee or Missouri State in 2 days' time. Welcome back to Huntsville, Alabama. Thanks so much for joining us alongside our national champ, Kelly Deo. I'm Corey Spector. Annie Corey joins us momentarily. FIU, one of the top 10 teams in the country in forcing turnovers. How does their style of play, Kelly, translate to a tournament setting? Fava out of system, out of the break for Ranstead. Now UVA's got it. Booth with a beam right down the fairway. Spear gets a look. Thomas on the trampoline, squeezing down the board.
And he's got a chance to score.
Oh, Thomas, no hesitation. It's all threads.
Big play early in the season. It is 4th and 2 for Maine. At the LU 31-yard line, tight formation. 2 wide to either side, and now Peavy makes a couple of shifts. He has 3 backs in the backfield. Full house formation. Snap to Peavy. Fakes the give, and he is blown up. At the 39-yard line, there were 3 flames right in his ear hole, and it's a turnover on downs for Maine.
Tangle number 14. Flores takes outside for ball 4. That walks in another run for Louisiana Tech. The staring contest won by Gracie.
Turnover in the slot, but regained by Connor. Uses the wall. Barker on a break. Barker scores in his return.
Smith, some miscommunication here. Flames with it. Angle veering. Now it's Flax. Yawning Cage. Flames got it again with Flax. And Songok is surging. I don't think anybody's catching McDonald today.
No, he looks awfully strong right now. He's got a lot left in the tank.
Songok, your champ in the 800-meter. 1:50.24, which is actually slower than his qualifying time yesterday, and still breezed by the competition. It has been an uphill battle for West Virginia in many of these games. Branham down the treadmill, jumps and scores. If you sneezed, you missed it.
Schmidt, Kadama, Snyder, left to right in the outfield. Gracia testing the center fielder, Kadama. He's on the warning track, thought about jumping. There's no need to think about that. It's a home run for Gracia. AJ atomizes his 13th on the season. 4 zip hoos. Parvu zigzags inside. Parvu near the 6, across, and it's in! And it's Simmons! Toss your hats, folks! For the first time in 13 years, a Cavalier has 3. Irish have won 5 of the first 6 draw controls on the game, and they have really hemmed the Flames in on this side of the field. Rosses, 6 for the Irish. They have been ruthless early on. Reese, long pass, connection made. Le Mans with space, shoots, scores! 56.99, the American time to beat. She's got it.
55.98.
47 hundredths off the world record.
Put purple on your brackets. The overtime agony is over. This magical McDaniel story has a happy ending. James Madison outlasts Troy 69-52. The Dukes are delirious as JMU barges back into the big dance for the 14th time in school history. All right, Tess, so your hometown in Belgium is about 4,000 miles away from Charlottesville. Like, how on earth did you choose UVA?
It was a whole process.
We are now pleased to be joined by Alana Rogers downstairs, who is being mobbed by her teammates. What is going on down there?
I know, I am.
My goodness, impressive focus from you. I think this is more impressive than your performance at the plate tonight.
Thank you.
I got to ask you, 4 for 5, that big double in the 9th inning. What were you feeling offensively tonight?
You flip it back about 72 hours ago. You guys lose at home by 20 points. And Coach Jack, after the game,
line. She wasn't happy. She was talking about the lack of energy for your team. How much did she challenge your group over the last 3 days?
We were in the gym at 6 in the morning that next day, and
But the tattoo that has the most importance to her, prove them wrong. And it's a very interesting story, Mac. When she was 15 years old, she suffered from migraines, and she actually had to quit basketball for 2 years. So she took up surfing in the meantime, and a lot of people doubted her, didn't think that she would get back on the court. And one time when Heidi was still in high school, Candace's dog, Cash the Labradoodle, he's a big puppy, about 60 pounds. Yeah, you see him there. He got off the leash, ran across the street, and then right into Heidi's arms. And Heidi's mom was like, "Oh my God, Heidi, that's the UMBC coach's dog." And from then on, Candace told her assistants, "We got to go see this kid when she plays." Sure enough, she's one of her players now. The Thundering Herd made a conscious effort this offseason, bringing in their 6 transfers and 2 freshmen to get more three-point shooting. The Thundering Herd have taken a lot of them so far this season. They've made over 13 per game. But the three-point shooting today has been relatively non-existent.
Yeah, they're 1 for 5, and that's due in large part to the Virginia defense, who has been pressuring them full court, making it hard for them to get into their rhythm and find those good shots even to take. They've taken some shots, again, 1 for 5, but they haven't found the right shots to put them down. They also haven't been able to get that fast break three-pointer that they are known to do.
So what's the solution then? How does Marshall get that three-ball availability?
They're going to have to get the ball up the court quicker. More carefully, but they're going to have to get the ball up the court quicker and get into their set so they can find it. Got to create spacing.
So Joseph makes the mid-range shot there. It's a beautiful shot, by the way, but I think the Cavaliers are okay with that shot.
Yes, because it's a 2-pointer, and that's not really that dangerous. You know, they kind of left him a little bit of room to do that. It's when they start getting around the arc and getting dangerous from out there that will raise the eyebrows of the Cavaliers.
The drive-in kick, right, when Marshall gets that going. Grunlow on a post ISO here against Van Komen, and Grunlow swiftly moves his way through the lane.
Did a good job of putting Van Komen in a bad position where he wasn't able to defend.
There's that transition 3 they've been looking for. No conversion there, Hollenbeck, but a restart now for the Hurt.
So it's going to be an on-ball screen, right? Potentially a drive-in kick or the fade.
Wow, what a terrific shot from Spear.
And it's a good shot from Spear, but still a 2. They need the 3. They're going to be in search of for a little while here.
Malik Thomas returning here, 13 points, now 5 for 6 from the floor.
He started off hot. A lot of things are going, like we're talking a lot about the perimeter, but let's look down low. We see Grunlow going to work on Van Komen. Again, he's putting him in a bad spot, gets around him, and there's not really much he can do to defend if he doesn't want to foul. And that's just smart work by Grunlow.
Yeah, we talked with Coach Odom before the game as well about the post ISOs. It's a big part of the Cavaliers offense this year. And we said, okay, you know, Marshall's got a good center in Van Komen. Can you do that against them? And Brian said, yeah, we're going to do that this afternoon. Expect it.
Exactly. He knows what he has. You know, he's recruited. He's been working with these guys since the summer. He's seen what their capabilities are. He knows exactly what he's got.
Lewis makes a pair. One of the best three-point shooters coming over from the MAC in Toledo. Lewis will now exit.
So here comes the pressure. Marshall's going to have to get the ball up the floor quickly and safely in order to have any chance of getting a good shot, and particularly those long-range shots they're looking for.
But this guy is a thorn in everyone's side right now. Chance Mallory is just annoying.
Yeah, that's right. That's his job. You know, be as annoying as possible. Do not make this easy. He's a very quick guard.
8 steals in the first 3 games this season.
So here they are, pretty eventless, getting the ball up the court. They've got plenty of time on the shot clock. Now they've got to get something going to get it somebody who can get a good look at a 3, hopefully, for them.
Not much yet for Fricks, who comes off a 34-point game against Elon. Shot clock at 7. That is another tough contested J that doesn't go for Joseph this time.
He tried to get the ball down inside to Van Komen, and that's another way to get that 3-point shot, right? Getting it inside.
Thomas a bounce. Floater goes up off the heel from Grunlow. Spear feeds. Fricks. No dice.
That's the one he wanted, but it's a little hard when you've been cold and haven't had a whole lot of touches.
Grunlow running the floor, beating Van Komen, and gets the deuce.
Another smart play by Grunlow. Shot fake, took his time and took the right shot.
Man, the Cavaliers are surging offensively, doubling up the Thundering Herd, and UVA's made 2/3 of its shots thus far. Dribble off the sneaker, steal Mallory, blitzes the paint, Frick's the rejection, called for a foul though.